Chaos, chaos, chaos. Um, I I love it, of course, because of the challenge, but nobody tells you the kind of people you meet out here and the sort of unspoken expectations that you still have to meet, regardless of where they stem from. And so I think now the biggest thing is learning to like pulling rabbits out of hats for customers, just however I can. I think it's the scale of the event and just the planning that goes into it, and the small things that we usually don't handle when we're dealing with small events, like the community, local askaris, the plan for like water bowsers, a few trips outside, because we usually organize water, but it's like one bowser is enough. But now you have to like also coordinate with a few other teams, see how their water is doing and how your water is doing and how you can help out, figuring out who sleeps in which camp, you know, after you've planned and like the first night, because nothing is set up, then everyone sleeps in the main camp. When everything now starts to roll out, everyone has to go to the camp that's, you know, they're responsible for. And so it's like a logistics plan within a logistics plan within a logistics plan. So it's like that doll that I don't know what's drawn on it. It's Mary. It's a small doll and then a bigger one and then a bigger one and then a bigger one inside. Yeah. The biggest challenge was or is just, I think, the unspoken expectation, because it's there, it should have been done, but it wasn't done and it was not written anywhere, and so I think that is, I would say, is the biggest challenge so far, because the planning of it was quite tasking but not challenging per se. It is only that it needed a lot of time and effort, but once you get that out of the way, then everything should run smoothly. And when you come to the ground, all that planning will get you up until a certain point, beyond which you just have to improvise and make sure that things are as the customers want them to be. So funny thing, today we've been going and getting feedback from clients, and so like one of those, you know, you go there and you know that they're okay, but when you hear them saying that they're actually okay and it's genuine, like it's coming from the heart, like we're really happy about this, then it validates the, you know, the whole pain that we've gone through for the 6-7 months since we've started to plan this thing. And I know it's just a thank you, but it really goes a long way. So it feels very nice for like what we've been planning for all this time to just come to fruition, and now we see that all our planning was not in vain and it's bearing fruit and our customers are actually happy. Plan to the last detail, like who gets what color pillowcase. Yes. That's very important. Just know, like have a schedule for everything, and then even plan for the unseen events, you know, like if your askaris come and tell you we cannot do this, what's the backup plan? Or you had a plan for Kuni but then that didn't come through, then what's the other plan? You had a plan for Maji, what's the other plan? So that like the plan that we already have is plan B and C, but you have to have like plans for everything from A to Z. And then, you know, the way you have like on Google Sheets there is A, B, A, C, you have to have A, B to A, Z, and V, A to V, Z. Yeah.
So I've been talking to Austin for a while about Rhino Charge. He's been going on about it for the longest time. It's my 5th time coming to Kenya, but Rhino Charge always falls at a time where it's never been convenient, and also you can't really do safari during that time. So this time I had some time out, and then Austin said, you know what, become a Rhino Charge. And I've also been looking at the hospitality industry and seeing what it's like to get in the hospitality industry. seeing people like Pauline, Grace, yourself involved in that. I thought that's really interesting how you focus on this event but also running your daily business. I think the one that I noticed when I first came in was how cohesive the team was, how everyone knew what everyone else was doing, and it was really like a team, right there. It was like a little family, which I thought was quite nice, but at the same time, it's like a corporate, right? You still have contracts, there is indemnity that you sign, there's still working hours. So for me, that was quite interesting because I've always worked in organizations that has 50,000 people. I think the favorite part has been seeing the bush transform into a little village. I think that's been quite exciting. Just walking around, just marking points. A point where, I was following Asim when he was walking around with the GPS, to then, seeing like 69 marked on the road, to then 36, then getting changed, to then having seen the actual tents being put up, just let's say under 24 hours. I think that's quite impressive. And how flexible and adaptable the team was. I think that was quite refreshing. Right? Simple things where the tent had been put up, someone would come up and say, "Oh, can we move the tent a bit?" And then the team did that with a smile on their face, which I thought was quite refreshing. Right? I mean, it's not easy work. I helped carry some of the stuff with them. For me, I think one of the biggest takeaways was learning how each single piece comes together. It's just like a machine after a while. The whole thing works like a machine. It's like a supply chain. They know this goes here. They've unloaded things in the right place. Even the shades that go on the side, I think that was really impressive for me. They just knew what to do. And there's little to no direction that was needed from the management team. Lots of things. From a point about how the tents are put up, to a point where how tents are pegged on the floor, to how the toilets were dug up, how the team had changed the position of the toilets, to knowing how do you make the water drain out, how water was made hot, to even simple things about how the four-wheel drive worked, how do you then deal with the puncture, how you don't go outside alone. The fact that you're still in the bush, right? You still have elephants. I think I've been learning on a daily basis, to be honest.
I think I've been to Rhino Charge for 4 years, but different years, not continuous years. The first time we went for Rhino Charge was in 2007, not 2007, 2008. 2008, 2013, 2014, actually 3 times only.
And now 2023.
And now 2023, The successes of Rhino Charge are mainly because of how the team works towards ensuring that the event works. And then there's obviously the flow of events, from getting the orders, converting the orders, planning. Planning is our biggest, because we spend a lot of time planning for it, for the event. With good planning, then at site things are easier. So basically the success is the planning, how we execute at site, and the customer feedback that we get. The best feedback we've gotten is mainly when a client says they're happy, they felt at home, and they are willing to come back to us, because we have clients who book like as early as January. That shows that they were happy with the event, they were happy with our services. The location, because you obviously don't have much details about the location, so getting to site and seeing what it is was a big concern. And now that we are here, we are able to sort out any issues like clearing the grounds and obviously making access nodes. Yeah. Being on Naleki is because you're going to find the site, see what is there, what is working. Being at site like what I'm doing now is different because now you have come to execute, you've come to set up the camps. So there is that difference of, you know, you're going to explore, but now you have come to execute. I think the time planning, we're on schedule, actually slightly ahead of schedule. That's a big success because we are not working under pressure that we're going to get clients coming in before we set up. So for me, that's a big success. Yeah.